FlamingVictini here, and this time I'm back to record an OST series. This is for quarterfinals, Lord Outrage versus Malekith. Lord Outrage is using a team that TDK and the Raiders built, featuring Tapu Lele, Marowak, although it's adjusted because I think Pheromosa is no longer legal, so I think that's why they adjusted for that. But anyway, let's quickly recap the game just so we can see. So Greninja leads off versus the Tapu Fini. Malekith might get scared out by the potential Gunk Shot, but instead he stays in as the Greninja reveals. Oh yeah, it's Scarf Greninja, I forgot. So yeah, Scarf Greninja just goes for the U-turn. As the Tapu Fini goes for a Nature's Madness. It goes for another Nature's Madness on the Tangrowth, maybe trying to expect a switch. I'm not really sure why, because Tangrowth doesn't really lose much from knocking off. I guess it pressures Tangrowth a little more to switch out later, but not really, and Tangrowth has regen, so it didn't really make a difference. Giga Drain on the Scizor switch, so it's just going to U-turn out on the Marowak switch. I think maybe Lord Outrage could have just stayed in and knocked off right there, or Giga Drained. Honestly, staying in and Giga Draining would have been a very fine play right there, so I'm not really sure if I agree with going to Marowak, taking that chip, and losing that momentum. Here we see that the Lando HP ices as the other Lando comes into Rock, and there we see a Protect on the Continental Crush being thrown out, which was just a sack move to get some chip on that Lando, as we see it does 12%. Would have done 48 without the crit, without the Protect, but now it does just absolutely nothing. So Lord Outrage chooses to save his Lando, go to his Lele. I think that was a better move regardless of going for the Continental Crush. I don't really think that was a good play. We do see the Tapu Lele click Psychic, which means Malekith knows now that his Greninja, I think this is a Specs Lele team. No, it's Specs Lele, because it's probably trying to use Specs Lele plus like Marowak plus, yeah, I think it's a Specs Lele, not Shed Shell or something like that. Malekith probably can feel pretty safe going into his Greninja. If he wants to be extra wary, he can like go to his Fini or something, but I don't really think it's worth it. I mean, Lord Outrage might just pull a double trying to catch the Greninja or the Fini, but this definitely is a very strong start from Malekith. I think really that you switching to Marowak on the Scizor U-turn was a very, very defensive play that really just lost him a lot, because then Malekith got the momentum with the rocks going up, HP icing on the rocks trade. I'm not really sure how much I agree with trying to prioritize getting up rocks on Malekith's Lando. I think that was not necessarily the best play of trying to get rocks on the Lando, because that's a big HP ice that really helps out Kith's Scizor in the long run, just having more pressure. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. I mean, Lord Outrage is SD Lando, so it does help Scizor. It definitely helps that guard chomp. Being said, Tangrowth is definitely there, but it's just so nice for him in general. Malekith does pull the hard switch into Greninja, which means Lord Outrage just clicks Psychic. Lord Outrage, could he theoretically stay in? I mean, he doesn't really know if this Greninja is Protean or not, and if it's Protean, it might just fire off a Gunk Shot, so definitely a really bad situation for Lord Outrage. He doesn't really have a switch into Greninja. I honestly just don't even like Lord Outrage's team. Like, it's a pretty okay build, but I just don't like it that much. Anyway, we do see the Tangrowth does come in, so yeah, it is like AV Tank switches in, but it's just not a consistent switch to Greninja because of Dark Pulse flinching. Malekith doesn't have a Spikes option on this. Well, he might be Specs Greninja. That's actually pretty decent, and that would be really good. I mean, Lord Outrage does have the Scizor, but if you can get Spike Up and then Dark Pulse later on, Greninja can really put a ton of pressure, especially with just one flinch. Literally one flinch from Malekith can create the position where Greninja can activate its Battle Bond, and from there, things get really tough. But he definitely does want to switch out at this point in the game. Tangrowth definitely just wants to go for Giga Drain, and see, look, you're not at full health anymore. Now you're at 60% with the rocks, and you're actually pressured to switch out from the U-turn. Earlier on, you just had no pressure from that Scizor. The chance of it being SD, very low, and if it was, you still have a really solid answer to it. See, now Lord Outrage just goes to his Lando, takes the chip. Oh, he actually U-turns. That's Roos, my bad. He wants to stay healthy so he can make sure he can check what? I'm not really sure. I guess he just figures he doesn't lose much from roosting, which is, he's right. He doesn't really lose much at all from roosting, so that was a fine play. Because he can, if Marowak comes in, he gets that rocks, he can get another U-turn chip and just go to his Lando. We do see that Malekith pulls a hard into his Lando, knowing that this Lord Outrage's Lando can't really do much damage to it, and yeah, I mean, yeah, like the Lando definitely can just stick around just because of Protect and lefties. Like that Protect on the Z Stone Edge Continental Crush was really, really nice. We do see the HP Ice thrown out as Lord Outrage goes to his Scizor. The thing is, Leftovers Lando has a lot of some decent staying power versus Scizor. It's gonna be annoying because Lord Outrage is gonna have to roost a lot on Earthquakes, and in that meantime, Lando's just gonna grab some lefties recovery. So I don't really understand the point of that. What was the point of that? It's like, I don't really understand why Lord Outrage chose. He wanted to take an HP Ice plus Rocks plus EQ damage so that his Scizor can come in later, and and I guess that's why Malekith roosted with his Scizor to make sure that the Moonblast cannot 2 a KO at this stage, because obviously Lord Outrage should know at this point that clicking Psychic is not really going to gain him much progress. I mean, he'll get that chip on Greninja, but it's not going to make him much progress. And now his Scizor is at 40 after it comes in on Rocks. I just don't understand what the point of that play was. At least roost. But yeah, he does just click Psychic, so I guess he's just worried about Malekith just choosing to take the Moonblast with Lando and removing the Lele with an EQ. I don't even know that. There's no way Lando takes a Specs Moonblast. There's no way. I mean, I don't understand. Let's just calc it. Tapu Lele, Choice Spec. There's no way, but I'll calc it anyway. And okay, there is a way, but even then, I don't think Malekith wants to do that trade. Because he has that healthy Scizor. But I mean, yeah, this Protect Lando is definitely putting in a ton of work for Malekith, being able to scout out Tapu Lele's move choice, just gaining those lefties, weakening that damage he took from that Continental Crush. Absolutely great. So yeah, this Protect Lando is really putting in the work. Definitely a neat set. Standard U-turn helmet also has its merits, but Protect Lefty is also pretty good. So it definitely has some good staying power. And you don't always really need Protect. You can also just use regular lefties U-turn. Like that was usually the thing before Rocky Helmet really started to catch on in ORAS and kind of transitioned into SM, because that's just what people were used to tossing onto their Landos. But Protect is really nice, especially for Z moves and scouting out choice moves. Greninja's just going to come back in, and Lord Outrage is just kicking Psychic again. I don't really understand. Malekith has literally nothing to lose by going to Ninja. Like, it's literally nothing to lose, and there's the crit. There we go. This Greninja's gonna win the game. 31%, so Malekith still might not risk, but as you can see, like, that Tangrowth is definitely getting pressure. Definitely, it's feeling that pressure. And at some point, this Greninja might be able to just 2 KO that Tangrowth if Lord Outrage keeps playing like this, and then I don't think Lord Outrage is going to be able to stop an Ash Greninja from ripping through his team. He does at least doubled Greninja. Okay, so that was not a switch. That was not a move predicting a switch. That was a move expecting another Dark Pulse and wanting to try to deny the boost. But Lord Outrage probably just going to U-turn. Usually Scarf Greninja is not going to carry HP Fire. I think Malekith could have, I don't know, it's a safe play. It's fair. Like, Scarf HP Fire, the chances of that coming out are fair, but in this kind of game, this kind of important game, you kind of don't want to take those risks if you don't have to, and Malekith doesn't really have to. He's already in a very, very strong position. I think this would be a good time to go to Tapu Lele, and he does indeed do that. Now, he's taken so much damage and made, like, 0 progress with his Lele, so that's kind of sad. He's also taken all that extra damage with this Scizor, which I still don't understand. But now, if any time you're going to bring in Tapu Lele, now's the time, because now Malekith can't just protect and see what move Tapu Lele locks itself into. You don't want to go into Greninja on a Moonblast and just get screwed, but if Tapu Lele Psychics, it can very possibly get it killed, or just get such massive damage on that Scizor and force it to switch out to Greninja that it's just going to be tough. Malekith might still choose to go for the Scizor path. It depends on his spread, though. He really wouldn't enjoy taking Rocks plus a Spec Psychic in terrain, and he might get so low that he won't be able to live a Specs Moonblast after another round of Rocks. So he might just choose to, like, he might stay in with Feeny, which also, he does go to Scizor. Okay, it's also at 88. Yeah, there's a Psychic. I figured Lord Outrage would choose Psychic, but There are, yeah, that's a lot of SPDF on Scizor. Taking 48 from Specs Lele Psychic is impressive. That's a lot of SPDF on Scizor. Like, yeah, I don't know why people are surprised. That's how strong Specs Lele is. But now the Greninja has to come out, and if Lord Outrage, yeah, he's the way he's been playing, he's just not gonna pull the double. I think, like, he's finally made some progress, but I think he still needs to pull that double. I think he's still a bit behind. Oh, no, oh my god, now he is done. Now he's done. He's given it Battle Bond. I don't understand why he'd let this get Battle Bond. The way he played, no, it's just so trash. I really dislike the way he approached this, of just playing so passively around the Greninja, letting his Tangrowth get so low that he can't even bring it in on two Dark Pulses. How much is his Tangrowth at? It was at like 34 plus 33 minus 12.5, yup, not in range, yeah, it's in range of taking 2 Dark Pulses, so there you go. I mean, Tapu Lele is going to come in. At this point, Malekith is definitely not going to go to a Greninja, definitely not. But it's going to be a, kill trading game, and Malekith is on the upper end of it, so yeah, I still think this is looking very solid for Malekith. Very, very solid. This is a kill trading game, but Tapu Lele only can come in, 3 more times after it switches out from this, but, yeah, the Greninja, I feel like Malekith, I feel like he could. His Tapu Lele is probably in range of Specs last, so he probably doesn't want to go to his Greninja. He probably, at this stage, you definitely don't, and after that, he just, after the Scizor took that hit, he doesn't really have anything that can switch into Tapu Lele once, even, especially a Psychic, but I don't even think Tapu Koko can come in if it removes the train, but yeah, he definitely doesn't want to risk his Greninja on a Moonblast. I think Lord Outrage at this point has enough freedom to just click a Moonblast instead of Psychic, so yeah, like I said, this is a kill trading game, and Malekith is on the upper end of it, so I still think this is going to be good for him. I really dislike the way Lord Outrage played so passively with that Lele, just clicking Psychic, and then staying in and clicking Psychic. It's as if he had resigned himself already to hoping that his opponent would choke. That's what it seemed like, but it seemed like he just resigned himself to hoping that his opponent would choke. He does choose to sack. Interesting. He doesn't go to Greninja. I don't understand that. I don't understand why he chose to go Koko. I mean, he has to know by the damage that that's Specs. So, let's try to figure this out. He U-turns? Does he U-turn on the whack? He does U-turn on the whack, so he does get the whack in. And I mean, he's not going Ninja. Okay, so why does he not want to go to Ninja? Because he doesn't want to. Because he doesn't want to give the Greninja a U-turn so that Tapu Lele can grab another kill. He gets his Garchomp in, and Garchomp should be able to grab a kill. It should. He goes for the Z move. Is it Drake? It's Crush. Okay. And that does not take out the Tangrowth, but he can EQ now. Yeah, he can EQ now, I guess. I mean, if I were him, I would have EQ'd then Crushed, but I don't even know what the point of that is. I guess it's just neutral coverage. And Drake is, I think Devastating Drake is better than Continental Crush. He hits Zapdos. Yeah, like Endgame mentioned in the chat, but yeah, there's the EQ. Scizor is now out. Wow, wouldn't it have been nice to actually switch into Garchomp? Lord Outrage is just gonna get toasted, and the way he's been playing this, I don't really have that much confidence he'll be able to win game 2. But who knows? Who knows? I'm fairly certain at this point Malekith's gonna win this game. Malekith's been playing this well, and he is way in the driver's seat, so yeah. I do think EQ into Continental Crush was probably better with his Garchomp, but yeah. He takes some Bullet Punch damage, not too big, not really that important, I think. And yeah, I mean, Aviar's right, he could have also gone Chomp versus Lily. I don't really understand the Tapu Koko play. Like, he doesn't really need that damage on Marowak for anything, other than his Tapu Koko. But, yeah, this game is definitely still way, way, way in Malekith's favor. This Greninja could get dangerous, I guess. I mean, that's why Malekith saved the Tapu Fini. He definitely... Yeah, I mean, I guess that's definitely why Malekith is maybe not going hard Ninja, because he wants to force in Lord Outrage's Ninja to select a move on something that's not his Greninja, so he can't just U-turn and keep shipping down Fini or something, or force Malekith to go to something else. And he also prevents his Greninja from taking all that rocks damage, so he can just stay as healthy as possible. Like here, Greninja clicks Ice Beam. I think at this point Lord Outrage's mons are weak enough for Fini to come in. Maybe if it's non-water move Fini, that's why he wanted the damage on Whack. If it's non-water move Fini. Yeah, so he does just choose to go to Fini. This way he also gets a Misty Surge. No chance for Ice Beam Freeze winning the game while the Misty Surge is up. So if his goal is just to click Moonblast twice, then this definitely makes sense, because now the Marowak's gonna be in range of that. So yeah, I think that was his goal then. So that if that was his goal, that was really well planned. We'll see, right? He probably just Moonblast just to hide information anyway. But a lot of Finis have been dropping water coverage move to just run Moonblast, Nature's Madness, Taunt, Defog, if you're still using Fini. So, but yeah, I think that was the point of Malekith U-turning, going to Koko and baiting out the Marowak to U-turn and then going to Chomp. So yeah, he did lose his leftovers because of that, yeah, he did lose his leftovers because, I mean, his end goal is probably just to grab the Water Shuriken kill. I don't know if Tangrowth is in range of, it's at 11, so it'll be at like 30-ish when it comes in. I think 2 Water Shurikens from Ash Greninja should be able to take that out. Tapu Lele might be able to do some switch in, switch out stuff, so Malekith may not want to choose that route. But we'll see, I mean, Malekith can definitely pick up another kill with just Dark Pulsing, so... How can Lord Outrage win this? The only way I can see Lord Outrage winning this is Hydro Pump cleaning. How much health is his Greninja? 650 after. Greninja, Ash, Greninja. Oh yeah, this game is over. Oh, that's in rain. Never mind. So, if theoretically, Lord Outrage can create a position in which he can... If Lord Outrage can create a position in which he can Hydro Pump to win, can he do that? I mean, because he's also going to need to Hydro Pump this Ash Greninja. And the Hydro Pump, it's choice specs. This is choice Scarf. Scarf Hydro Pump is, yeah, it's, that's Sea and Sense. Okay, so yeah, it's not even doing that much. So Malekith should be fine if he doesn't take too much damage with his Greninja. So yeah, he definitely does not want to take too much damage with his Greninja. Both players don't want to take too much damage with their Greninja at this point. Tangrowth comes in. Malekith probably choosing to go Lando. It seems the most useless here. Tapu Koko can still reset terrain, but no, he just chooses to go to Koko as Lord Outrage pulls a double to Lele. Oh, interesting. I guess... what is he trying to do? I don't understand. Because this Tapu Koko is just going to T-Bolt. I mean, Lord Outrage was definitely expecting a Lando switch. And maybe he didn't want to Giga Drain. I mean, the Lando doesn't even have U-Turn, and if he U-Turned, he U-Turned to something even weaker than Giga Drain. And I doubt HP Ice or EQ would do anything to Tangrowth, so if I thought that was... Actually, that's probably why Malekith chose not to go to Lando, is because he realized it would give Tangrowth way too much health back. Yeah, so Malekith, yeah, he's playing this better than I'm narrating this, but, Malekith, yeah, Koko was definitely the right move instead of Lando, because that'd give Tangrowth too much recovery to go to Lando. Koko just U-turns to take out the Lily, which means he wants to position himself to remove this, yeah, the Psychic Trend, yeah, this now it's, like, really pushing to be over. Lord Outrage definitely needed to get more health on this Tangrowth, so that's why he went to it on the Tapu Fini. I mean, maybe if he just played the Tangrowth better, he would be way healthier, just not being so passive early game. That was really, really, like... He didn't have the comfort in the position to play that passively. He just didn't. That's how I see it. But, yeah, Malekith can just go to Lando. At this point, like, if Tangrowth comes in, it'll be... What'll Tangrowth be at? 50? That still might actually be annoying. But it's better than what Ash Greninja... What does Ash Greninja do to Tangrowth? AV Tang. Oops, Tangrowth... Mixed AV. Oh, what's this? Tangrowth... Assault Vest. Dark Pulse doing 40 damage, basically. So yeah, he's definitely just trying to get more chip on this Tang, I guess. He might even choose to not protect, because that just gives Tang more recovery, although it also gives Lando more times to attack, so it depends on how much HP Ice does. I figure that'll do more than EQ, just because Tangrowth has such stellar natural defense, but at the same time, he might want to EQ to prevent Greninja from getting a free switch. I feel like Tapu Fini is in range of Hydro Pump at this point. That being said, it might not be Hydro Pump Greninja. Ice Beam, Rock Slide, U-Turn. Last move has to be Hydro Pump if it is Hydro Pump. How much does it heal? 50. Ooh. Yeah, that is not good for Malekith. Definitely not good for Malekith. He's definitely gonna go... Oh, that's actually really unideal for Malekith. The thing is, even if Lord Outrage is Ice Beam, and if he doesn't have Hydro Pump, he won't be able to keep his resist to Water Shurikens. So if the Tangrowth sticks around, then he'll still be able to play around it maybe, but it'll be tricky. So I would say this game is not over yet. Malekith's just trading the HP Ices. He's getting the Tangrowth in range of... He's definitely getting the Tangrowth in range of the Dark Pulse, though. So that's what Malekith wants. That's definitely what Malekith is gunning for here. He can just... Yeah. Now, I don't know if he wants to go to Greninja to kill it. Maybe he wants to keep that extra Rock Switch. So I'm not really sure. But... not really sure how he wants to take up his Tangrowth. There definitely is proving to be a nuisance. Lord Outrage here is thinking whether he should go to his Greninja or not. I mean... yeah, the Malekith does EQ at that point because he wants to not give that freedom, and Lord Outrage was definitely thinking there. Oh, it's actually not as great of a roll now. He could have gotten an extra 3%. So he is going to choose to go to Koko instead. So he can T-Bolt this. Oh, it's Brave Bird. Interesting. Nice. Oh... that is nice. So now I think he's very, very, like, comfortably has the win. Depends on the Greninja's coverage move. Maybe it has to be a water move. That's the only one that can stop Shuriken from winning. So we will see if he has Hydro Pump. We will see if he has Hydro Pump. That would be very interesting if he has Hydro Pump. Last move is definitely Rock Slide because he needs that for Volk. Whack is just a very shaky check to Volk. Very shaky. Loses to... I think it loses to Psychium, I'm not sure. Definitely loses to Flyinium, and it'll lose to Rocks just wearing it down, so... But yeah, we'll see if Scarf Ninja, he's thinking. That means he doesn't have Hydro Pump, because otherwise he knows that's the only move he can click, so it's lost. I'm pretty sure Malekith wins with Water Shuriken after Tapu Koko goes down. He gunk shots, so yeah. Greninja wins with Water Shuriken, and that's the game. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Click on Greninja, click on Shuriken, and the game is over. Oh, people are suggesting it was Scarf Tapu Koko, maybe with plus attack. Oh, is it Scarf Tapu Koko? Is that why? That's interesting. It might actually be Scarf Tapu Koko, because Brave Bird for Volcar. Yeah, that makes sense. So, the Scarf Ninja outsped the Koko, showing the Koko was a neutral nature, probably just to make sure it gets that kill on Volk, is what people are suggesting in the chat, but Shuriken cleans that game up. So yeah, that's game 1, and I'll be right back with game 2 whenever that happens. Guys, we've got game 2 of OST. Lord Outrage is going to be using a team with 3 flying types, Tapu Fini, Tapu Koko, and Garchomp. Alex is going to be using a breaking focus team with Tapu Lele and Kyurem, as well as a Mega Metagross, which also kind of adds to the whole breaking thing, kind of. Celestial looks to be an offensive variant just because Malekith's team itself is quite offensive. We see Lord Outrage pull a switch into his Garchomp on that Kyurem's Fusion Bolt, and then actually pull a double back into Tapu Fini as Malekith switches out his Kyurem. That doesn't necessarily tell us what that Kyurem is. Kyurem may have been fearing an Outrage or a Devastating Drake taking it out, even a Continental Crush, yes, theoretically. Whereas Lord Outrage definitely was predicting some sort of switch out into Celesteela or Lando and wanted to go to Fini so he can threaten something. Also, if Kyurem stayed in, most likely not going to go for a move that'll kill Fini, like most likely going to go for an Ice move or a Dragon move if it stayed in. So there we see the Tapu Fini throw off another Nature's Madness as the Celesteela just goes for a Heavy Slam, not Leech Seeding. I'm not really sure what that indicates. Maybe he's trying to... Okay, he does just Heavy Slam again on the Koko switch. So I guess Lord Outrage got enough chip on the Celesteela. He doesn't have a water move, so he can't really deal more damage to it, I guess. And the Celesteela does show Protect, so it may actually be a defensive variant of Celesteela in that case. Not fully offensive. I mean, his offensive mons aren't exactly that fast. It looks like either the Tapu Lele or that Keldeo has to be Scarf. Maybe even Kyurem, I guess. But Kyurem comes in on the Volt Switch. What would Lord Outrage go to? He has to keep in mind Electric Train is up. Since Misty Train is not up, his Garchomp can effectively knock out that Kyurem. I think it's still out of range of Dragon Claw. But that's something to keep in mind. If Lord... I think he has to go to Garchomp. But then he doesn't know if this Kyurem is Scarf or not. It could theoretically be Scarf. It could also just be Z-move. It could even be Life Orb since we didn't see it actually pull off a successful attack that dealt damage. So really the uncertainty of this Kyurem set is quite annoying, plus Malekith has that Lando just chilling, and Lord Outrage is definitely thinking about that. His Fini has to be some sort of defensive variant, because he doesn't have any other form of hazard control, and you're running 3 flying types. Granted, one is Steel. Not really weak to rocks, but still. Definitely gotta have some sort of hazard control right there, so... He could just go to Garchomp again, like I said. The fact that he's thinking about it... I don't know, I guess, what other option can you even consider? Tornadus with a Z flying move? Or even, I don't even know if Life Orb would kill. Because Kyurem is pretty bulky. That being said, one of its defenses might be dropped, but that doesn't really make that huge of a difference. It can't make a difference. He can't really consider... He would not go Fini, he would not go Gyarados or Celesteela. Especially when Electric Terrain is up. No way. If you go Celesteela thinking you can live a Fusion Bolt, you just deserve to lose. But yeah, should see Garchomp coming out soon, and I'm not sure if Lord Outrage is going to want to pull a double into Fini again. Malekith might choose to stay in. He might even be he does go Torn. So, yeah, that was the only other option I could even consider, so... If this is, what does he want to do? threatening Slifo's superpower, that could maybe kill him. He just hurricanes. Oh, yeah, no. It's dead. Gone. Bye. So, yeah, that makes little sense to me. I don't even like Lord Outrage's team, it's just bad. Okay, maybe I won't be so quick to jump to say that it's bad, but it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. I'll say that. It looks like the fastest Mon is Tapu Koko, unless that Garchomp is Scarf Rocks. But it's just such an awkward build. Why do you have 3 flying types? Why do you have Deep Fog Tapu Fini? I just don't like that build at all. Don't. He goes Gyarados, what the fuck? I'm so fucking confused. I really don't understand. Like that. He's just gonna die to a fusion bolt. What the fuck is he doing? How did he live? There's no way. There's no way he lived in electric terrain fusion bolt. That was an electric terrain. Holy moly. Holy moly. But, I think Malekith is gonna make a fool out of Lord Outrage. I'm trying to think if Lord Outrage has any win cons. I don't really see him. He goes, oh, take an L. Holy shit. It's Helmet Chomp, that's why. Okay, so his team is just shit, that's why. Okay, yeah, so his team is just bad. Malekith just has to not be dumb and throw away his Lando, and I'm fairly sure he can win this. If, like, Lord Outrage probably goes Coco right here. If Metagross doesn't live a T-Bolt, I would sack. Actually, I might even sack Metagross. If it has Bullet Punch, that's also gonna be nice, I guess. Doesn't really matter that much. Might matter. If I were Malekith, I would not go hard to Lando. If I was Lord Outrage, I would consider HP icing on Malekith going to Lando, because that would help. That would help a lot on top of Coco. Yeah, this Coco is basically like the only threat he has left. I guess maybe Fini can be threatening, but not really, so it's really down to this Coco. Can Celesteela become difficult? I mean, if this is T-Punch Metagross, save it for sure. Saving your own Celesteela will help with Celesteela, because you'll either force a switch or gain advantage. And if it's last Mon, that'll help a lot. Keep Keldeo around because you can Scald Burns. I mean, it's weird. I guess Celesteela is kind of threatening. It's kind of weird how Lord Outrage does have these pretty decent, solid win cons versus Malekith, and he just doesn't use them all. It does actually live the T-Bolt, so that's great for Malekith. That's really great. And it was clear the Garchomp was Pokemon in turn 2. Was it really? Was it? And then Misty was up. Oh, did he lead with Tapu Fini? Yeah, he led with Tapu Fini. I don't even understand Malekith switching out his Kyurem. Maybe he doesn't have Ice Beam. That'd be a bad Kyurem set if we're running Freeze Shock. Z move, but no Ice Beam. But, I don't know what to say. This series has been a disappointment. It really has been. Does he even have a choice other than to click Fini and hope it works? He even, like, saved his 10% Gyarados to sack Garchomp, which lived in Ice Punch. I just don't get it. What were you trying to do? Don't get it. Man, this is such a boring series. Literally Malekith trashing on Lord Outrage. And Both of them taking, well, not both of them. Lord Outrage is taking ages right now. Ages. Man, I'm actually like bored out of my mind. I'm gonna pause the game. Okay, Lord Outrage finally goes to Tapu Fini. Then we see Malekith disconnect right there. Was he spending all of that time to beat us, Malekith? We will find out. Nope, Malekith is back. At least there's something interesting. Oh shit, he's at 40 seconds. He goes to Gyarados on the meter dash. What is he trying to accomplish? Did he want to... Is he like arrest Gyarados or something? I mean, he did take that fusion surprisingly well. I want to count my Gyarados. I mean, I guess Kyurem was not life orb. That might be electric terrain and lightning sword. Oh, I guess that's just natural damage. Okay. It is a Tautomized Celesteela. Does it have Fire Blast? Oh, it does have Fire Blast. Oh shit. Do we have a win con for Lord Outrage? Surely Malekith. Oh, he stayed. Oh shit, it lives. It hits Leech Seed. Holy shit, that did nothing. That did nothing. You're supposed to call that damage? Holy moly. The Celesteela just protects again. Gets its health back. Holy moly. That Fire Blast actually just bounced off of Celesteela. Actually bounced off. There's the other attack as Lord Outrage goes for the taunt. Oh, this is some stuff. Malekith, I think he can just afford to Leech Seed. Unless he doesn't want to miss on A Nature's Madness. Because that would be annoying for Malekith. But, yeah, so he does just choose to switch. That's fair. Very fair. Very fair. Tapu Lele comes in. If this is T-Bolt, he can click that, I guess. Otherwise, he can just mash Psychic. He honestly just can mash Psychic. And then just go... Can he go hard Celesteela, actually? Because Lord Outrage's Celesteela is looking pretty healthy. So, okay, it's Psyshock Tapu Lele. Moonblast the Lele. That's not gonna matter that much. He's just sacking it so Celesteela comes in. Can Malekith lose if he goes hard Celesteela on a Fire Blast? Can he lose? I mean, if Celesteela gets a special attack Beast Boost, does Celesteela even outrun Scarf Keldeo? No, it hits like 240, no way. So, 2 Spy. If Specs Psyshock 2-hit KO Celesteela... Oh, it's Taunt. As he does just go hard for the Fire Blast. Now Keld comes in. Or Metagross, doesn't really matter. Whatever can damage him more. I mean, unless Meta has nothing to hit Celesteela. If Ice Punch or Meteor Mash is his best move, things might get a little tricky. They could very well get tricky. Especially if the Celesteela has Giga Drain. Yeah, if the Celesteela has Giga Drain, then we could see some problems if Keldeo can't take it out. We shall see though. There's the Zen. And yeah, there's the Giga Drain. He's at 50% health. Suddenly the Lord Outrage finds some way to like play shit early game, but still get some late game thing going. It's always like exciting. Because the last game he didn't really have some late game thing going because he didn't even have Hydro Pump on his Greninja. How much does Keldeo do to Celesteela? I'm not gonna count this. We're gonna see it. We're going to see it. We are going to see it. It might come down to Fire Blast hitting. Or how fast that Lando is. If it's just a regular defensive Lando, it's not a Z-move Lando, so there are pretty good odds that it's just a regular defensive Lando. and Celesteela can just Supersonic Sky Strike or Giga Drain it. Is there even a chance that Supersonic Sky Strike might put Celesteela in, like, knock out Celesteela? I do want to actually count that. Because Malekith might be thinking about that as well. I mean, I guess you have to worry. No, there's no. Yeah, so Z move Air Slash. I mean, if he protects, he'll live, and even then it's a roll, so. Malekith might be thinking about going Celesteela here. I don't know if he wants to risk that, because Lord Outrage is at +2. So even if he misses, he might even purposefully miss. Nah, he wouldn't purposefully miss. He does go to Celesteela. Okay. Miss or not miss? We shall see. I mean, I think he has to, he's gonna Flamethrower, so. Odds are Lord Outrage of winning this, 85%. I did lose to Malekith missing a Fire Blast on a Celesteela, so. We shall see. I did lose to Malekith in round 3. I had won game 1, lost game 2 because I missed a Fire Blast on a Celesteela, and then I had game 3, which is sad. He was sad. He hits! He hits! So is Keldeo last option? Scarf, Hydro Pump, or Secret Sword? Crit? Does he need a crit? Does he need a roll? We're not gonna count this. We're gonna see. We are going to see. I mean, it's an offensive Celesteela. Surely Hydro kills. Surely. Surely. Secret Sword. Oh, it doesn't kill. There's the Giga Drain, and it's over! Holy moly! This Celesteela without an autonomized boost has kicked Malekith's shit in. Holy moly. It actually was a fast Lando, so Giga Drain even saved him. And holy oh, okay, now we're doing something interesting. Now the Celesteela is... Okay, now this game suddenly got interesting. Like, it was so boring early on. I'm like, Celesteela might be win con. We'll see. Holy moly. Definitely the best time to have a special Celesteela when you need Giga Drain, when you need Fire Blast. Oh my god, and yeah, that was actually... Physical Celesteela would not have been able to do that. So, there you go. Finally something interesting happened. Hopefully, like, Lord Outrage, he's been having some stuff. He always has some way to win. I feel like in the early game, he kind of just falls off, doesn't really put it. I mean, he definitely did try to get that damage on Malekith's Celesteela with his Tapu Fini, which was good. That was smart. So, yeah, Scarf Keldeo outruns Celesteela. So maybe you get a Side Shock with Lele. But maybe Zen Headbutt with Metagross is stronger. If Zen Headbutt, if Metagross is stronger than that, I can definitely see that. And that Giga Drain health healing on that Metagross also mattered, actually. That's surprising. I guess, yeah, that did help a bit. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this recording and we'll wait till Game 3. Alright guys, we are back for Game 3. Lord Outrage is using webs, but not standard webs, Charizard webs this time. Even though he still doesn't have a spinner, no hazard control. I do think Pinsir is better than Charizard webs, but Charizard good. Manaphy, I actually do think standard webs is better than the team Lord Outrage has, based on what I've seen. Alkis is using his Game 1 team. We've got Astro Ninja, Tapu Scarf, Tapu Koko, Scizor, defensive, Tapu Fini defensive, Garchomp Brachioum unless he changed it, Lando Protect HP Ice. So, looking at this matchup, Manaphy does look scary under webs. That I will say. Malekith, if Lord Outrage can keep up webs, I think he can win. With Manaphy. That Charizard, it has to be T-Punch Charizard, and even then I don't know if T-Punch Charizard can necessarily knock out that Fini. Plus, if Smeargle does not Spore, He's gonna give the Greninja Beast Battle Bond. Yeah, he's gonna give the Greninja Battle Bond Beast Boost, but I don't think that'll necessarily matter that much because the Greninja is gonna be locked into. It might matter for Water Shuriken. I don't know how Lord Outrage wants to play his Smeargle because I get the feeling that Tapu Fini just will be able to get off the defog. That being said, Bisharp might. I don't know if maybe Lord Outrage can create the conditions in which he's okay with being default because Bisharp will win. He'd probably need to get a little chip on that Greninja, some chip on that Coco for sure. It would help if he's Black Hole Eclipse and that Scizor takes a little bit of damage, but I kind of doubt it. He might just be Life Orb or Black Glasses, in which case he would also want some good chip on his Bisharp, not necessarily a lot. Oh, it is Taunt Greninja. Oh, see actually, oh my god. There is something you do not expect. He switches Smeargle out to save the Sash, goes into Bisharp, probably expecting a Dark Pulse, and instead gets hit with a Taunt, so Malekith definitely changed up his team. It's not the exact same thing. He does go for the Dark Pulse as we see the Z move, and it's Black Hole Eclipse. Goes straight forward. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that was, what he was predicting. And yeah, that Dark Pulse did a lot. That's 41%. That's a ton of damage. Is this like... was this never Specs Greninja? Tangrowth. Assault Vest. Greninja. Specs. The damage looks like Specs. Is it like Dread Plate? It couldn't have been Dread Plate if Lord Outrage was Max Speed F Tangrowth. The Outrage takes out, the Hydro Bomb takes out the Bisharp, Battle Bond activates. Ugh. This looks much more difficult for Lord Outrage. Yeah, things are suddenly looking dangerous for Lord Outrage. This Greninja could become a big problem. Yeah, this Greninja is going to become a big problem. He does go Manaphy. And Malekith probably goes Tapu Koko. I mean, it is Scarf. This is weird. This was really, really weird. I'm a little confused on what's going on. Maybe this is Dreadplate Greninja. It's counter damage on Bisharp. Holy hell, there's no way. How did it do so much? Is this thing modest? Is this thing a modest Dreadplate? How did it do so much? That's something I'm gonna have to figure out. He does go into Tapu Koko, like I said, and Lord Outrage just goes straight for the Surf, so get some good damage on that Tapu Koko. And we'll probably see the Tapu Koko U-turn. If Lord Outrage predicts that, very good for him. If he just goes pull the defensive switch to Lando, that's gonna be tough. But that being said, he definitely needs his Manaphy. I don't know if Malekith can just afford to give Lando the free switch. He might be able to. But Malekith generally tends to try to play on very safe plays, and Outrage has generally been playing pretty safe in most of his games. So we might just see a U-turn on Lando's switch right here. Sorry, it was searching for something apparently. So there's a screen adjusted, but if the Manaphy does stay in on a U-turn, what would Malekith go to? Garchomp possibly? Greninja, it depends. He does just go to Lando, like I said. He's been playing, yeah, there we go. Pretty expectable for Lord Outrage and Malekith to play like that. The way they've been playing earlier on. Malekith probably just gonna go to his Greninja, maybe not if he doesn't want to risk Scarf Rocks, or if he doesn't want to risk Scarf Water Shuriken, then probably Water Shuriken, but maybe he just doesn't want to pump or Modest Dreadplate. Glasses, same thing. Black Glasses are Dreadplate. He does go to Garchomp. So I guess he just wants to the Rock Surf. No, this is not Rocket, it's Lando's this Rocket. Is this a 50-50? It's not Rock's Garchomp. We shall see what the purpose of bringing in Garchomp here was. We shall see. I mean, why would Malekith choose to go to this? It definitely doesn't want to go to Feeny. He just doesn't want to go to Greninja, so I guess that's why he's choosing to go Garchomp, because he doesn't really have anything better than Garchomp, other than Greninja. He doesn't want to go Feeny because he doesn't have a water move, and he's just going to have to take some EQs, which he just doesn't want. And he's going to be like, yeah, it's not the right way to play his Feeny. He definitely is going to play carefully with his Lando, or this Charizard, play carefully with his Scizor for the Mimikyu. I feel like Charizard and Mimikyu won't be able to win this game. Bisharp is already out of the picture. I do really feel like Manaphy is the main win Lord Outrage has. But even then, it's because the Tapu Koko is Scarf, Manaphy can't just Tail Glow and win. Man, these guys take a long time. Lord Outrage is still thinking this out. Maybe his connection went bad or something. I mean, he went from 150, so 150, 30. He does switch hard to Manaphy. Ooh. Oh, interesting. I mean, okay, if that was like, that really happened. Holy shit. So Malekith definitely changed something up about his team. I mean, that damage on Bisharp is still fishy as hell. That Dark Pulse damage with Greninja. But, this is... he changed to Hydro Vortex Garchomp, and he has Taunt Greninja. This is, not real, not real. This is literally just not real. Oh my god, he just Dragon Claws on Ice Beam, Citrus, and he Surfs. Oh, not even Ice Beam. So I don't know why you'd choose to use Manaphy on this Garchomp. I guess... What's he trying to go for? What's he trying to win with? Lando? Is Lando a win con? No, it shouldn't be. Because he has a Water Shuriken and BP, and I don't even know if this Lando is... even if it's SD, it probably can't break. I think Manaphy's his win con, and he's kind of throwing it into a lot of damage right now. I'm not really sure why Malekith chose to Sword Stance. Personally, I would have Dragon Clawed, just because getting that Manaphy weaker is just so nice. Personally, I do think Lord Outrage shouldn't sack his Manaphy. If his Lando is Helmet, I would go to Lando, but he does sack his Manaphy. Okay. Okay. I would have gone to Lando even if... I guess he is. What's he trying to win with? That's what I don't understand. I don't think the remaining mons on this team can beat Malekith's team. I think Malekith has enough defensive answers. He just goes straight for the webs. Doesn't Spore. So he's not even gonna try to get up rocks or force the Garchomp out. So he's got him. I think he's just gonna lose this, but Lord Outrage Shadow Sneaks. Malekith can just sack Garchomp and go Scizor. He actually goes hard Lando, okay. If you were Lord Outrage, would you SD or play? I mean, I guess SD. Malekith, in that case, Malekith just EQs and sacks Chomp and goes Scizor and BPs. And I don't understand why Lord Outrage sacked his Manaphy. I'm just trying to figure out what he's trying to win with. Because no way Malekith would let this Lando get so weak that Charizard won't be able to beat it. No way this Mimikyu is going to get past. And that Lando. Oh wait, his Lando is not necessarily rocks. I forgot Smeargle also runs rocks. What is Lando? DD? DD Lando cannot win? I mean, Malekith should have Water Shuriken. He can also probably afford to preserve his Bullet Punch on Scizor. And his Tapu Fini is going to be at full health. Nope, never mind. He's using his Tapu Fini on his Mimikyu, so... He does just SD. I did think Malekith could afford to EQ and Protect and then Sack. I'm not really sure what he's saving the Garchomp for. Maybe he's saving it to get extra chip on Charizard if he needs it. But, it seems like he'll be foregoing his Tapu Fini check to Lando and Charizard in order to... Oh, he just removed the webs, okay. So, he literally... Okay, I guess that's why he wanted to save his Garchomp. I'm not really sure how much I agree with letting this Mimikyu become so dangerous. If this Mimikyu can OHKO this Tapu Fini, which I kind of doubt, then things start getting scary. I mean, Malekith can still intimidate an EQ, but he's gonna do nobody needs that for Charizard. He needs to stop Charizard from setting up, but Charizard can regular DD, Mega DD. How much does plus do? I still think Malekith wins. This is suddenly becoming dangerous. Like, what if he crits me? He play roughs, doesn't take it out. Whew. So Moonblast does break that disguise. And Malekith now can just take out this Mimikyu with a BP, not before taking a very strong Shadow Sneak. Unless Lord Outrage does choose, of course, to save his Mimikyu, go to Lando. But I still don't think he's going to accomplish much. Lord Outrage does choose to SD again on the next Moonblast, so that he can get maximum attack before the sneak. This doesn't really make sense though, because now he's in range of Water Shuriken, so... If he wanted to SD, then he probably should have SD'd on the initial Moonblast, and then just OHKO'd the Tapu Fini. But obviously he wanted to OHKO the Tapu Fini without losing his disguise, which is just not possible. And since that happened, at that point you just have to go with killing the Fini. As, yeah, right here, Water Shuriken just takes out the Mimikyu. So, now Charizard comes in, gonna DD, as, actually can't even DD, Greninja can just taunt. Whew. But does Malekith want to taunt? That's the question. Yeah, he does just try to Dark. Holy shit, that does so much damage. And it's SD, and yeah, there's the game. There's the game. It wasn't even, he didn't even DD, he SD'd with Charizard. Yeah, so this was just Malekith destroying. This was literally just Malekith destroying. I don't understand why he let Manaphy go. Manaphy did seem to be a pretty solid win con. Yeah, I don't think Lord Outrage's team was that great, and Malekith definitely had some really nice tools to help handle stall webs. Like that Taunt Greninja. I need to figure out what that Greninja set is that's so strong. It's such a strong Dark Pulse. Anyway, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.